Welcome back to the regular podcast. Is anything but. Today we're going to be doing another spoilerish review. Mario, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. This movie is just dominating the box office. It's made over $1.1 billion. So let's just talk about it, man. Like I've been waiting. I've been itching to talk about it on the podcast. Let's start off with our initial thoughts. What did you think of the movie?
I feel like if you could just use one word to describe this movie, it is just nostalgic. This movie was nostalgic. They hit all it. I think by partnering exactly with higher ups at Nintendo, they were able to just make that perfect Mario movie that touches anyone who has ever played a Mario game, whether it be more old gen Mario's like Super Mario on the NES, Super Mario World, or whether it be new gen Mario for people who are fans of things like Odyssey, 3D Land, or Super Smash Bros. I feel like every era of Mario was touched in some way. If you saw it, you could catch it as long as you played that Mario. And I feel like that was just perfect the way they really tied in the history of Mario in this movie.
I'll agree. I'll agree. This movie is just perfect for Mario fans. I mean, this was my highest anticipated film of the year, and it did not disappoint. It's probably the best Illumination animated movie. Despicable Me has nothing on this. I mean, it's
Hmm.
probably their best movie. Like, dude, Mario is just an incredible experience. If you grew up playing the games on the 3DS, waking up Christmas morning and you have the new 3DS, and then you get Super Mario Brothers 3D World, pop that in. It's Christmas morning, bro, and you're just playing Mario. Like that's what I remember while I was playing this, while I was watching this movie, and even watching the Super Mario Brothers Super Show back in the day. Like, come on, man. It's like you said, nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgic. With that being said, let's move right into our next main topic. It's the perfect look. I
Perfect,
guess you can
perfect
rope this into
animation.
initial thoughts. Yeah.
Perfect animation. Like I said, it truly encapsulated Mario. Like I said, whether you're from Mario fan of the past, Mario fan of the new, like this just like you just looking at it, you're like, yep, this is how Mario looks. This is how Luigi looks. This
Hmm.
is how their world looks. And yeah, they had a hard job because they had to adapt a mainly side-scrolling game into a 3D world for a movie. And I feel like it's just I bought it. Like I liked it. Like I was like, okay, this is the Mushroom Kingdom. The, everything's there exactly how I would expect it to be. And I really they really Illumination was probably the perfect studio to hit to really nail that kind of 3D Mario feel.
Hmm. Like the world just feels so lived in and it breathes Mario. Like you said, it's the perfect look, man. It's the perfect designs. Everybody looks like how they're supposed to look. And they didn't go left field with it. They didn't try to remodel it for the new age. They didn't try to do all of these different things that you see most animation studios doing now or most studios doing now in general. No, they stuck to the classic formula. And even though Peach is this rebel now, I didn't care because the rest of the movie looked perfect. Rainbow Road, like there's a battle on Rainbow Road in the Mario Karts. Like Donkey Kong's jungle, his village is
Perfect. Just
incredible.
brought me
It's
back to Donkey
perfect.
Kong Country. Brought me
Like,
back.
come on.
It
I
was amazing.
I I don't think like I said, Peach being a rebel or her being perfect at everything, that didn't bother me because the rest of the movie was perfect. Like her being perfect at everything doesn't trump how this everything in this movie was perfect.
I
So
agree.
yeah, it was the perfect look. All of it was just so bouncy and fluid. All right, main topic number three: Chris Pratt's voice.
It
What
was
did you think
fine.
of
It was
it?
fun. I don't see what everyone was scared of. It was just he just sounded like a dude from New York. He's like he nailed that kind of certain Mario thing. But I'm kind of glad they didn't go with the overtop Mario that voice that we all know because an hour and 30 minutes that would have
The
gotten
Italian.
annoying. It would have got
Yeah,
very annoying very quickly. But I feel like
people don't understand that.
Chris Pratt really, people forget that Chris Pratt is like a voice actor and he's pretty good for the most part, at least in my opinion. So the whole time where everyone was like scared of Chris Pratt voicing Mario, I didn't care because it's Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt, and I really feel like he kind of nailed the Mario voice. I feel like it was the best he could have done, and it was good enough that
Hmm.
it didn't bother me. So I thought Chris Pratt was very good choice for the voice.
Yeah, like I don't know why people now I could see how people would like get a little bit turned off by Chris Pratt voicing Mario. Like it's Chris Pratt. We know how Chris Pratt's voice is, and even though yeah he is a voice actor, but in the Lego movie he used his actual voice. Like he didn't change his voice or nothing like that. So when you're thinking of Mario, you're thinking of this thick Italian accent. You're thinking of the wahoo from the games. So you're kind of like, okay, how is Chris Pratt gonna encapsulate that? Because that we already seen his voice. Well, he did something new with it. He did something different with it. And while I was watching the movie, I could see, I can hear Chris Pratt's voice in there. I could still hear a little bit of it in there, but it was just different enough to where it fit this version of Mario. The same with the rest of the voice actors. Toad, Keegan Michael Key, like
Perfect choice as
incredible.
Toad. Amazing. Amazing Captain
Like
Toad.
incredible Captain Toad. Luigi, Charlie Day. I mean, I could still hear a little bit of Charlie Day in there. Works for this Luigi. Had no problem with it. Anya Taylor Joy as Peach. I mean, I don't even know how Anya Taylor Joy's voice is.
Hmm.
Worked for this
Do-
Peach. It doesn't
Seth
matter.
Rogen as
Yep.
Donkey Kong, it was just pure Seth Rogen. But I feel like for the
Yeah,
Donkey Kong they created, it was fine. It was funny.
yeah, it was fine. I didn't care like that much. And the biggest standout here, and this will move us to our next topic. Jack Black is Bowser. He is the MVP of this movie. In my opinion, he carried this movie. I loved Bowser in this, and I know, and I've even talked to some people about this movie, and they're like, "Dude, Bowser would never act like this. Like, why is he so like love struck on a Peach? He wasn't like this from the games, dude.
Yes, it was.
Yes, he was. like, okay, I get it. Bowser is a warlord. He's supposed to conquer, the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, growing up, you know what I was thinking about what Bowser was doing? Dude was plotting to marry Peach. Like, he wanted Peach. That's why he kept kidnapping her.
My one
So,
thing is just with Jack Black is I really do love Jack Black, and I like his goofy Bowser, but I feel like Bowser was too goofy. Like yeah, in the games, Bowser is always like goofy, like he just wants to kidnap Peach to marry her, but he's still a villain. Like he's still the
mhm.
King Koopa. Like he's still a villain to Mario. Like he's Mario's arch enemy, and I feel like there was less like Warlord Bowser, and it was just more goofy once Peach Bowser, which was fine. It's funny, like it's a kids movie. In terms of me, who's played like all of these Mario games and always liked Bowser, I just feel like they could have dialed it back with how goofy he was, but I feel like that's mainly just in tune to how Jack Black wanted to play him, which is fine. But I feel like they could have did a little bit less goofy and a little bit more evil Bowser.
Yeah, they started like a meme with this Peaches song, and it's
I didn't like the
everywhere
song.
now.
I didn't like the song.
You
Like
didn't like the
it
song?
was goofy. Like it was just Jack
I
Black
didn't like it the
singing.
first time I heard it, bro. Like I heard it, I'm like, what are we doing? Like this is still Bowser, right? Like the beginning of the movie starts off with Bowser like breathing fire into this penguin world, and like he's destroying everything, and like he conquered this world, right? An hour into the movie, not even no, not an hour, 45 minutes into the movie, then we see him singing about peaches. But up to this point, we've only seen him as the villain, the warlord. He has Luigi, he destroyed this kingdom, he got the star. He's a warlock, he's a villain, he's a conqueror. And then he's singing about peaches. And then it just kind of turned me off for a bit. And the only reason why I kind of like the song now is because they redid it in the end. Uh,
For me,
but
I just
for
thought
this movie, Bowser worked.
it was just to start an internet trend. I feel like that's the whole reason the Peaches thing was included. They knew people were gonna like Jack Black singing, so they just put it in there, and it worked. It worked, but me, I didn't care. Like I just thought it was out of place when it came on.
Mm,
But like it didn't have to be there. Bowser was still pretty good. For the Bowser they had, he was really good.
yeah, I think that's the one character that they took free liberty with. Um, well, him and Peach, but Peach was actually pretty small. They try to slick some dialogue in there, like, "Oh, did you get it right the first time?" And then since she looks a little bit weird, they try to slip some dialogue in there about her
It
being
was fine. They
perfect at
couldn't
everything.
really just have her be the damsel in distress again. It would just been more the same,
Yeah,
which is fine.
I
But like It is a
But I
Mario
kind of
movie,
wish,
but like put some respect on Mario.
yeah, like, oh yeah, when she was in the wedding dress, from Odyssey, um, and before she, what I'm saying, independently saved herself, I thought this is where they was gonna go the classic route, and Mario has to save her. Mario and Luigi has to save her because throughout the entire movie, Peach has kind of saved Mario a little bit. So I thought, okay, this is where they're gonna have Mario save Peach. They didn't do that. That's okay. Mario saved Luigi instead. That's okay. I just thought that they was gonna go the classic route just this one time in this in that part there. But let's move into our final topic, and that is: could we see a Super Smash Brothers movie, or do you want to see a Super Smash Brothers
I
movie?
feel
Do you
like
want to see a Nintendo Universe?
the Smash Bros. They have to do a Smash Bros. Movie. Like we got Sonic, we got Pikachu, we got Mario. I feel like the next two
The
movies they
big
gotta
three.
be is Kirby and a Legend of Zelda movie. Like
Yeah.
a Kirby movie tends itself so good to an animated movie. I think you could have Legend of Zelda being that epic medieval adventure, and then have it all
Hmm.
culminate into a Smash Bros. Tournament style event. Like I feel like that would just be a fantastic way to fully bring this Nintendo and games transitioning into movies. I feel like that's a good way to do it because video game movies have been on a roll lately. Like in the past, it
Yeah.
used to always be video game movies can't succeed, but now they can show that they can. So why not
Dude,
try and
Detective
build?
Pikachu, both Sonic movies, Uncharted.
It
Yeah,
works. It works.
good.
So why not try and build? It doesn't necessarily have to be a universe, but have this culminating event. Smash Bros. Is like one of the biggest played games. Everybody knows about Smash Bros. And then you have all these characters already in the movies, so just bring them together. I don't really think there has to be a whole like Nintendo like connected universe or whatever. But I think just having maybe just a one-off Smash Bros. Tournament, just seeing these characters fight each other, then go up against some big bad, I feel like that would just be amazing. Me personally, I want to see it, and I think it's coming.
Mm, okay. Yeah, they have to be talking about a Smash Bros. Movie one after this one. Uh, but even though I do agree, we have Pikachu. It's gonna be easy to bring Pikachu and Sonic into this world that Illumination has. It's easy to bring them to. I mean, obviously different studios, but it's gonna be easy for them to do that because they're live action air quotation marks. So it's easy to bring them into this animated world. But I
Mario is
really
hard.
want
Mario would be hard to bring in.
Mario would be hard to bring into a live action world. Yeah, but I Kirby would be good too, and I think Kirby should lead into a Smash Bros. Movie. But I really want to see a live action Legend of Zelda TV
Please,
series.
please.
If
I have the new Zelda in the background. Like Zelda is like
if
one of my favorite franchises.
like, bro, I've never played Zelda, but from what I've seen, if they make a live action Legend of Zelda TV show, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be as huge as The Last of Us. It's a medieval adventure. It has mythology. It could be an
It
incredible
tends
show.
itself like any format. Like you could have it be a limited
Exactly.
series, 10 episode show, or have it just be like maybe an hour, 30-minute, 2 hour long, just medieval fantasy epic. Like that's what Zelda is. There's so many
It could
different
be like a Lord of the Rings type of
there's so
thing.
many different Zelda games to choose from, and especially with a new game just dropped, and it's probably gonna be game of the year like the last one was. Like these last two Zelda games are just like they're just a staple now, and I feel like the way it's already animated, that's so easy to transition into an animated format. And just
Hmm.
like I said, the whole premise of this Link going to save the princess in the mass world of Hyrule, like it just the story writes itself. So I feel like it would be easy to have those like you could have characters from the Mario movie, a Kirby movie, and Zelda movie interact, and then maybe you don't have to bring in Sonic or Pikachu from their live
Hmm.
action counterparts. But I feel like the framework and the characters are there. Nintendo just has to be willing to just make the movie with the right team,
Yeah, and
and I feel
also
like it could get
cooperate
done.
with Warner Brothers and Paramount. Yeah.
It just has to be. It just has. They just have to get it done. And I feel like with the success of the Mario movie, with the success of Sonic, Detective Pikachu, I feel like that's the only logical place to head. This big culmination of just fan favorite characters.
Yeah, it could turn out pretty cool. But yeah, the reason why I'm kind of turned off from the Nintendo Cinematic Universe or even a Smash Bros. Movie, even though the fan of me do want to see that, I just really want to see a live action Legend of Zelda TV series. Just
Me
just
more than
because I mean
anyone.
I want to see a mythology type of show, and that's on the same
That
level
more
of The Last of
somewhat
Us.
mature thing that Nintendo could do while still having
Hmm.
the adventure
That could be
thing.
Nintendo's next project. They have this animated, incredible feature in Mario, and then they switch to something live action. And that's exactly what Illumination did. They went from Despicable Me 1 to this live action hybrid Easter movie. But like, bro, I think that could work. If they can do the animated Mario movie and then come back around with a mature Last of Us style Legend of Zelda TV series,
Especially
I'm on
all you have
board
to
with
do
their
is the art
company.
style of the game. It's already there. Like it already has that cell shaded kind of environment, and that type of unique animation is on the rise right now with movies like Spider-Verse and the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like whether it doesn't have to be Smash Bros, I'm just excited to see Nintendo bring more of their products to just live stream, whether it be Donkey Kong, Kirby, Zelda, Metroid. There's so many different projects they have that they can go. And I feel like Nintendo can do it, and they really have a chance to just become one of the household names in terms of movie, like Nintendo movies. It can happen.
Hmm. Yeah, it could happen. But with that being said, let's move into our final thoughts and wrap this thing up. Um, try to just give a quick summary. What did you think of Mario? Letter grade,
Mario,
whatnot, number
Mario
grade.
is one of those movies where like you go in expecting something, then you come out, you got what you expected, and not even in a bad way. You just expected a decent, not amazing, not perfect movie. You expected a decent movie to sit down with for a little bit and just be reminded of some of your favorite things that you put. You're one of your favorite characters, one of your favorite game series. I feel like that's exactly what Mario should be, and that's exactly what a video game movie should be. It shouldn't just be like all fan service, like point here, like hey, that's that. But it should be
Mhm,
intertwined with the film, so naturally, like if you played it, you catch it. But if you didn't play it, you don't catch it. And I feel like Mario did that perfectly. Overall, it's just a really good. It's another win for video games as a genre.
mhm. Okay, okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I really loved Mario. The pacing in this film sucked though.
Oh yeah,
But I mean, yeah, and there's just a whole lot of "Can you help me?" Yes, I can help you. Dialogue is really weird, even for Illumination. But Mario was an adorable movie for me. The fans will love it. I give it a 9.2 out of 10. So,
nice, nice, nice.
but with that being said, that is it for our spoilerish review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. With that being said, comment down below. What do you guys think of the Mario movie itself? We are the regular podcast. And like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you all next time.